Hi everyone, as part of the Python coding playlist, in this video we are going to discuss how to create a matrix and how to print that created matrix. This is very simple program. Here we are using nested lists to create the matrix and implementing nested looping concept to print the matrix. See the first line, matrix, name of the matrix. Here we are implementing nested list, a list within the another list. Observe, outer square bracket represent a list, and within that list again we have three lists separated by comma. First list is 1, 2, second list is 3, 4, and third list is 5, 6. So internally we have three inner lists, and if you write those lists in the matrix form, you can observe now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 rows, 2 columns, 3 into 2 matrix. So this is how to create 3 into 2 matrix. Now I want to print that elements in the matrix form. For that we are implementing nested for loop concept. For looping variable name row, in is a keyword, matrix. So in the first iteration, first inner list, that is list 1, 2, will be stored in the row. Variable name is row. So simply in the first iteration of outer for loop, first list will be stored. Here we have three inner lists. Coming to inner for loop, for element in row. In row we have first row elements. Now I want to read individual elements from the row 1. So in the first iteration of the inner for loop, the first element of the first list will be read, that is nothing but 1. In the first iteration of the inner for loop, 1 will be read from the variable row and stored in the variable element, and that will be printed by using print statement. After printing the element, I want to give the space. For that we use the attribute end assignment space. Again it must redirected to the inner for loop because we have two elements in every row. So in the second iteration of the inner for loop, second element will be stored in the variable element and that will be printed and space is created after that. So that is the last element. Nature of the for loop is the controls exit from the loop when it reaches the last element in the given sequence or collection. In this case, there are no elements in the list 1 and 2 already read and printed. So it exits from the inner for loop. Next statement is print with empty, nothing but it is used to create a new line. So 1 and 2 will be printed. Control comes to the next line. Here the print statement is within the outer for loop because observe the indentation. This for and this print have the same indentation. Meaning of this is these two are within the outer for loop. After creating the new line with help of this print statement, again that redirected to the outer for loop. In the second iteration of the outer for loop, second list will be stored in the variable row, and from that second list also we need to read element by element and stored in the variable element and print those elements. For that we are using inner for loop. So again inner for loop will be executed 2 times. In the first iteration 3 will be printed, in the second iteration 4 will be printed. Again print statement for the creation of the new line. Third iteration of the outer for loop, third list will be stored 5, 6 in the variable row, and coming to the inner for loop again inner for loop will be executed 2 times for the third iteration of the outer for loop. So in the first iteration of the inner for loop 5 will be printed, and the second iteration of the inner for loop 6 will be printed, and it comes to the print statement, and there are no inner lists in the matrix. So only we have 3 lists. All the 3 lists are read, no further list is available in the matrix. Outer for loop also comes out from the black. So there are no statements furtherly after the print statement. Program will be terminated. We will get the output like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us execute this. Now see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is how to create a matrix and print the matrix. In this case, I am taking 3 into 2 matrix. You can take as per your requirement. If this video is useful to you, please do subscribe the channel, like the video and share the videos. Thank you.